Hello, and welcome back. Okay. So, today we are starting up a new series, Picross S. As you can see, there are a lot of these. It's basically a puzzle book. Each of these is, I think, $5. That's all there is to it. I'm just doing Picross puzzles. If you'd like to guess what each one is prior to me finishing it, then that would be... Oh, right. I need to start it on the other file. If you'd like to guess what each of these is prior to me finishing it, then go right ahead. It's been a while since I've done these puzzles, so I don't actually remember. Let's look at some Picross basics. We'll be using this puzzle as an example. In Picross, you must use the hints displayed on the top and left side of the puzzle to fill in the squares. These hints show the number of connected squares for that row or column. So the 2 squares here are connected to the 4 squares in this row. When there are multiple numbers, like 3, 1, there will always be a gap between the squares, represented by each number. To reveal the hidden picture, use the hints to fill in the correct squares. Once all correct squares are filled in, the puzzle is solved, and the hidden picture will appear. Let's start here. As this is a 5x5 puzzle, this hint means the whole column should be filled in. Have a go. Well done. Next, let's look at this row. This 3-1 line has 3 connected squares and 1 isolated square. There's at least 1 empty square between them. Try filling in the line. That's correct. You don't need to fill in this leftover square. Always put an X on squares that you're certain about not filling in. Good. Next, let's look at this row. Since there's already a square filled in, there are only 2 ways this line can be finished. We don't know which way is correct, but we know the corner squares are empty, so let's place an X on the corner squares. Well done. Since we know the X goes here, we can find the correct square for this column. Fill it in. Correct. All the squares in this column are filled in. Remember to put an X in the empty squares. This is really slow. My goodness. But I'm going through this just so you have some idea what I'm doing later, because I'm going to be doing these really fast. Well done. Next, let's look at this column. There is 1 open square at the top, but our hint number is 2, so we know that it won't fit there. As always, put an X on squares that don't need to be filled in. That's it. So, the correct squares for the hint 2 are hidden in the bottom 3 squares. Since the hint is for 2, there are only 2 ways to fill these squares. You see it? The middle square is used for both, so let's fill it in. This is actually a really good puzzle for teaching all this stuff. Well done. This trick will come in handy on many puzzles. Yes, indeedy. Have a look at these examples. If you think about it carefully, it is always possible to find the correct pattern. Yeah, until you get to Picross S3. I'll detail my complaint with that game when we get to it. Try out all the patterns to find the correct squares, even on lines with lots of hint numbers. Now, back to the puzzle. All the squares in these lines have been found. Put an X in the leftover squares. Just like that. You're almost there now. Go ahead and complete the puzzle. Here's our tutorial Bluebird. That's all for our explanation of Picross basic rules and techniques. You can review the content here at any time from the tutorial screen. Have fun playing Picross! I don't need to go into anything else. I am still eating lunch. Input method has been selected. Then I have to turn off hints. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of hints. Off. Don't use off. I wanted to stop the screen edge. Let's see. Wait. And now I can actually do the puzzle. No assist puzzle. You cannot use the hint roulette or other assist functions on this puzzle. Take on the challenge using only your own abilities. That's every 15th puzzle. Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. Numbers 23. Balaam said, "Build me 7 altars here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me." Balak did as Balaam said, and the two of them offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And Balaam said to Balak, "Stay here beside your offering while I go aside. Perhaps the Lord will come to meet with me. Whatever he reveals to me, I will tell you." Then he went off to a barren height. God met with him, and Balaam said, "I have prepared 7 altars, and on each altar I have offered a bull and a ram." The Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, "Go back to Balak and give him this word." So he went back to him and found him standing beside his offering, with all the Moabite officials. Then Balaam spoke his message. "Balak brought me from Aram, the king of Moab from the eastern mountains. Come," he said, "curse Jacob for me. Come, denounce Israel. How can I curse those whom God has not cursed? How can I denounce those whom the Lord has not denounced? From the rocky peaks I see them, from the heights I view them. I see a people who live apart and do not consider themselves one of the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, or number even a fourth of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and may my final end be like theirs." Balak said to Balaam, "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, but you have done nothing but bless them." He answered, "Must I not speak what the Lord puts in my mouth?" Then Balak said to him, "Come with me to another place where you can see them. You will not see them all, but only the outskirts of their camp, and from there curse them for me." So he took him to a field, the field of Zophim, on the top of Pisgah, and there he built 7 altars and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Balaam said to Balak, "Stay here beside your offering while I meet with him over there." The Lord met with Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, "Go back to Balak and give him this word." So he went to him and found him standing beside his offering with the Moabite officials. Balak asked him, "What did the Lord say?" Then he spoke this message. "Arise, Balak, and listen. Hear me, son of Zippor. God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I cannot change it. No misfortune is seen in Jacob, no misery observed in Israel. The Lord their God is with them. The shout of the king is among them. God brought them out of Egypt. They have the strength of a wild ox. There is no divination against Jacob, no evil omens against Israel. It will now be said of Jacob and of Israel, see what God has done. The people rise like a lioness. They rouse themselves like a lion that does not rest till it devours its prey and drinks the blood of its victims." And Balak said to Balaam, "Neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all." Balaam answered, "Did I not tell you I must do what the Lord says?" And Balak said to Balaam, "Come, let me take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God to let you curse them for me from there." And Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, overlooking the wasteland. Balaam said, "Build me 7 altars here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me." Balak did as Balaam said, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. May God bless the reading of his word. Yeah, that's the problem. I didn't want to have to pull it out this early, but it looks like I might have to do my technique of try it and find out. Yeah, looks like it. Alright. So, you can suspend a puzzle, and then if you resume it, it doesn't erase your suspend. So what you do then is you suspend where you are fairly confident that everything is accurate, right? Then you resume and you just try something. It doesn't matter what it is, but you try something that you're not totally sure it'll work out. And you keep track of what it is that you tried. Then find out if it works out. If it doesn't work out, you go back to where you start. You quit, and it will have your same suspension as before. Then you can make your mark and continue onward. Didn't think I'd have to do this on the 10x10s, but is what it is. We're going to assume that the bottom left is filled in, and then fill out the rest of the puzzle from there as if that's true. And if that's not the case, then we'll find out the hard way. It's not the case. Now that I know that, let's see what else I can clear out. Now that I know that this has to be an X. It might just be that one X right there. I'm gonna see if I can do anything else. Yeah, looks like that's about it. I'm gonna go to the next square to the right. Right again. Sometimes you don't get a great indicator off of trying things. But at other times you can say with 100% certainty that it was wrong. It looks like this is one of those times where I don't have a great indicator. That one for certain. Let's try it here. Can't be that. There we go. Hey, I've finished the first 5 of 10 pages. Picross S, just the first one is a shorter entry in the series. This is all it has, is just, it has 10 pages of normal Picross and 10 pages of Mega Picross, which again, is the exact same results as the first one, just with a different rule set. So when I come back next time, I'll be continuing onward with the normal Picross. We're still doing 15 by 15, but since we're starting with 15 by 15, I don't expect that I'm going to finish the next 5 pages all in one go next time. Especially because I'll have to cut it off earlier. Presumably. So, that's going to be all for today, so thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.